It's not here. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. We are live. You are welcome to the Wednesday Crypto Talk, where we cover different topics relating to crypto. This program is proudly brought to you by Binance Africa. I'm your host, Ken Lawal, founder of Nigeria Cashflow, and my co-host is Emmanuel Aidu, founder of SEDI Exchange. Okay, we are going to begin by sharing our crypto journey and experience, then dive deep into the crypto topics we have for you today. If you participate actively in today's conversation, you have a chance to win free BUSD courtesy of Binance, the number one crypto exchange in terms of volume, in terms of number of users, in terms of various features that you need as a newbie, intermediate, and professional trader. Okay. If you're here to open a Binance account, kindly do that using the link below this video. All right. So, having said that, it's important I run a short disclaimer. Nothing that we are going to be sharing should be considered financial educational purposes. You still need to do your own research and due diligence before you make any investment decisions. Okay. I'm very glad to be here and I hope you also feel the same. And I will hand over to my co-host, Emmanuel Aidu, who's going to share his crypto journey and experience. Okay. So, Emmanuel, are you there? Okay. Okay. So, I will go ahead and share my own crypto journey. My course is not available, so I'll just go ahead and share my own crypto journey. My crypto journey is a bit funny. I first heard about Bitcoin in 2013. Okay. All right. So payment was through Liberty Reserve, right? I don't have a MasterCard. I don't have a I don't have that card. So my means of payment back then was Liberty Reserve. And I don't know if any of you have heard about Liberty Reserve, right? So it was this centralized payment platform back then in 2013 with the likes of Perfect Money. I don't know about it, right? So along the line, the US government shut down Liberty Reserve, right? And Bitcoin popped up. Okay. So when Bitcoin popped up, when Bitcoin popped up, I was trying to, get familiarized with it back then, right? So I tried to download the Bitcoin client software. I tried to sync the blockchain. Back then, the blockchain was around 12 gig to 13 gig, right? So after getting to 1 gig, everything just looked so complicating. I gave up, right? I decided to not do it again. I was like, at the end, the government also going to shut down Bitcoin, right? All right. So to 2016, right? We started having a lot of wallets about a lot of wallets that you can use Bitcoin. We started having a lot of tools, right? I can remember we had Luno, we had blockchain.info, we had Coinbase. Okay, I need to be sure people can hear me clearly so I can continue. All right. So if you're a Nigerian, as at 2016, you know about MMM, right? So I did MMM. I made a lot of Bitcoin, right? Uh, I first bought my Bitcoin at naira for dollar, right? That was a physical shop. Back then, you can only buy from physical shop, right? And at okay, someone said better now. Okay, I'm glad that you can hear me clearly, right? So I first bought my Bitcoin at a physical shop. That was at naira for dollar in Ibadan, yeah, and at BitSwitch. That was at Cocoa House where I was working at that point in time, right? So I did MMM, made a couple of Bitcoin, right? So fast forward to the end of 2016. Fast forward to the end of 2016, I'd lost all the Bitcoin that I made. It was now remaining one, right? At the beginning of 2017, I converted all that Bitcoin to Ethereum. Ethereum was around $10 then, right? Then I took all the Ethereum. I saw it grow from $10 to about $1,000. I took little profit, right? Then I saw it come down back. It started falling. That was my first bear market, right? So it started falling, and it fell to as low as $100. At that point in time, I told myself, rather than see everything that I had go to zero, at least I need to have something to show for it that I bought Bitcoin, right? So, so, so I okay. Someone is asking me, how did you lose the Bitcoin? Don't forget, I did MMM, right? I started buying Bitcoin back then, and I did MMM. I made Bitcoin from the MMM, right? Then I lost almost everything due to the same MMM. We all know that MMM crashed in 2016, right? So anyway, in 2017, I saw the Ethereum I bought go up and come back down, right? So I was like, instead of having all the Ethereum I bought to go back to zero, I need to have something to show for it. So I sold all the Ethereum around $100. That was my first bear market. I didn't even know what bear market was, right? So I sold everything at $100, right? And I remember I bought a camera back then. I started sharing my story about Bitcoin, right? So fast forward to 2020, I bought some Bitcoin back, started buying crypto back, and now we're in 2022. Right now, this is my second bear market, and if I'm not mistaken, we are 9 months into a bear market, right? And I believe from this my short story, you have been able to learn one or two things. Okay, I'm looking at the comment section now. Please let me know if you've learned one or two things from my story and experience, how I got started with crypto. Right, please, I'm looking at the comment section. Okay, have you learned anything from my story? Okay, so in the absence of any uh, comments, I will now go ahead into the topic that we have for you today, which is crypto and fiat currency, right? Okay, so somebody is saying that he learns that holding is not always the best option. Yes, you are right. Mohammed Najib, you are right. Holding is not always the best option in crypto. Holding is not always the best option in crypto, right? Sometimes you need to understand the market, you need to know when to sell, you need to know when to hold, and you need to also know when to buy, right? And I have Mark Wilson here. Mark Wilson is saying that what will you advise someone who is holding ETH now and maybe buying, right? So yesterday, if you were on the blockchain Tuesday program that we did yesterday on Twitter Space, right? I gave an advice, and that advice is that you need to always what balance your portfolio, right? And the best way to know whether your portfolio is balanced is whether you are feeling stress or not. If you start feeling stress due to the losses or due to the decline in price of cryptocurrency, if you start feeling stressed, you can't concentrate in your day job, you can't concentrate in your business, then what you need to do is look at what you have invested, look at the worst case scenario, look at what you are going to lose. And if it's too large, then you need to reduce it, right? You need to reduce it if it's too large. Back then in 2018, when I didn't know much about uh, bull and bear market, I was hoping, in fact, I was praying, right? And hoping is not a strategy in cryptocurrency. So if you are feeling stressed because Earth is declining in price, the best thing you need to do is reduce your exposure, reduce your loss. That's the best thing you are going to. Don't hope that the market will come back. In 2018, I was hoping that it will just come back up. I waited. So don't hope. Hope is not a good strategy. Yeah, all right. So somebody is saying the story of Luna can ascertain that. Yes, you're right. Look at the story of Luna. Right? I might still come back to Luna, right? So somebody is saying, well, sometimes it's good to hold. Yes, it's good to hold, but don't forget, you need to know when to buy, you need to know when to hold, and you need to know when to sell. And nobody's going to tell you, right? So the main purpose of doing this program, the main purpose of Binance doing this program is to make people be educated about crypto and at least have more than an average knowledge, right? Back then there was no information about crypto, and we have most of us have average knowledge about it. And I've shared my own experience. So okay, so that's that about that. So let's look at fiat currency and cryptocurrency, right? So can somebody tell us the meaning of fiat currency? Please use the chat. Don't forget, if you participate actively in today's conversation, you have a chance to win up to 100 BUSD from Binance. So can somebody use the chat box and tell us the meaning of a fiat currency?
Hi everyone. Hello. Hi everyone. Hello. 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 Hi.
Somebody is saying that I think I feel stressed anytime I'm on Binance, right? The
Hello,
only the
hi,
only
can
reason
you
why you're going
hear
to
me?
feel stressed while you are on Binance is if you
Hello,
haven't
can you hear
balanced
me?
your portfolio very well, right? So in case you missed the Twitter space that we did yesterday on how to balance your portfolio, right? And you need to go and listen to that Twitter space. Okay. So right now I have my co-host Emmanuel. Emmanuel is here with us now.
Hi everyone.
So
Sorry guys, I'm a little bit late.
Emmanuel
How are
is
you all
here with
doing?
us now. So I need to allow Emmanuel. Emmanuel is going to take us on fiat currency and cryptocurrency. Yes. So somebody is saying fiat currency is simply the money of any country. You're right. It is the native currency of any currency. Emmanuel, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Emmanuel, are you there?
Can... Yeah, I'm there. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, fiat currency. Yes, Emmanuel, are you there? You need to unmute yourself. Emmanuel,
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you
Hello,
hear
Emmanuel.
me?
Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you. Can
Yeah,
you
I
hear
can
me?
hear you. Yeah, I can
Great,
hear
great. So
you.
I think the problem is from Kahinde's end. Kahinde, can you hear us?
I
Hello?
think Kenny can. Yes, I think you can.
Yeah. So I think Emmanuel, you can go ahead and share a crypto journey, okay?
All right, so guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Um, Thank you so much, co-host. I hope you're all doing well, and I'm really sorry for the
and
late.
take up.
Yeah, so I just want to talk to you about my crypto journey, how crypto has been me, how I got into crypto, and how the journey has been so far. All right, can you hear me, everybody?
Yeah, we can hear you. Please proceed.
Yeah. All right, so I'm Emmanuel, a cryptocurrency or a blockchain enthusiast from Ghana and a Binance Angel. So I got into crypto at the crypto somewhere in 2015. Actually, I had my own e-commerce shop. Right, it was a side hustle. Right, so I had my own e-commerce store. Then I was selling anything African kente slash African bees and all that. I was pretty much doing well until one day I got an order from a customer from Canada. She really needed a kente slash, all right, for her graduation. And at that time, 2015, 2016, I didn't, all right, getting this and all this payment gateway integration on your system as a startup was pretty much difficult. All right. So I was just looking around to see if I can get an alternative payment method so that my client can pay through, right? Or can pay me, then I can fulfill the order. Then researching and all that, I was just trying to just get any way that I can get my payment. Then I chanced on Bitcoin. All right. So I did a little bit about I did a little bit research on Bitcoin, how it works. All that I got to know about Bitcoin was that it's a currency that I can send or receive, then I can then convert into fiat currency. So I told this customer that, hey, can you pay me in Bitcoin? She was like, no, I have not never heard about Bitcoin before. So to cut a long story short, I couldn't fulfill the order because there wasn't any way she could pay, and she didn't know much about Bitcoin. So that really got me interested. I started looking into it. Then I have a good friend in the US. He called me once and he asked me, have you heard of Bitcoin? I was like, yeah, I've heard of it about it, but no, I don't really understand the blockchain and all these tech geek terms that surrounds it. So, I just don't want to help my head around all these jargons, blockchain, proof of work, proof of stake, Genesis block, and all that. So I was not much interested in it. Then I was like, just go ahead and buy. The price was then around $400 then, so it's around $200 then, a little over 200, not exactly $200. All right, it was in that range. So he asked me to buy. I did not buy. I was like, here, I didn't understand how this thing works and all that. So in 2016, this friend called me back. I was like, hey, have you checked the price of Bitcoin again? It's like that would be the third time he called me bothering with Bitcoin. So I checked the price again. The price was around 500 to $600. And I remember exactly around 30th, 31st December 2016, the price of Bitcoin went to close to $700. I was like, hey, I'm not interested in whatever jargon of technology that's Bitcoin underpins. I'm just going ahead to buy Bitcoin. So I was lucky enough to buy my first Bitcoin. The price was around $720. And that was 2016, 31st. And by first, I was full into crypto. And I was lucky enough, when I got into crypto, 3 4 months after the price shot up crazily, and I bought Bitcoin, so I really made good money out of Bitcoin as a young guy, you know. So I started well in crypto. When I got into crypto, I didn't experience the bear market. I really met with the bull market. So I made about then I'm close to $40K in crypto. Then I started messing up, messing up, investing into what we call the high yield investment profit scams and throwing money around, buying ICOs that would turn out to be scams, and getting myself into some projects that really, really didn't help me. Right. So I was able to at least get some of the money. I mean, allocate some of the money to myself. Then I finally met the bear market of 2018 when Bitcoin dropped from $90,000 to 2,000. Right, so that would be my first time I had ever come close to anything bear market, whether crypto or stock. It was really shocking. Okay, so for me, it got into me. I was like, oh, I should have sold when the price went over the roof. I was really beating myself hard. Then I finally decided to, focus more on the question what really powers cryptocurrency or Bitcoin. Then I decided to get more into blockchain, understanding blockchain. I started reading about blockchain and I fell in love with the technology. Um, I got to know what really blockchain stands for, how it could change our world, especially in Africa, how it is democratic. I mean, how it can democratize, or if there's any word like that, our part of the world, how it can make everything decentralized, how it can bring freedom. I mean, I fell in love with blockchain in general, right? How it's powering business and all that. Then I've never stopped then. Ever since I've gone into NFT, metaverse, I'm more much immersed in anything blockchain. And here we are now. The journey has been very good, and I'm very happy to be here. So it's a long journey. I don't want to just bore you with my long story. To cut the long story short, let's briefly my crypto journey and how far I've come. As a young guy who got into crypto and was lucky enough to make my first about 40K, got hit by then got by a bear market. All right, but I've learned so much. All right, I don't know if Lawe, my co-host is there. I've learned so much from this experience. And in crypto we say never again. But if you are a hodler, as you can see my shirt, I hold, if you believe in the project, you believe in blockchain, if you believe in the kind of uh, cryptocurrency or token or project that you are holding, there's no point in just trying to focus on whether the price goes up or down. Just have to um, build, okay, just build a career around it, just build something of a substance around it, and just keep holding. It can make you good money in crypto. It's not a financial advice, but we all know in crypto, if you believe in the project, it would one day, if you believe in what you are holding, and if you are really holding something of real substance, something that's really backed by a real project, real live use case projects, you would always be rewarded at the end of the day. All right, so that has been my crypto journey. Is my colleague there? So guys, just you also tell me your crypto journey.
Oh,
Just send me a
all
chat.
right.
Just tell me how you got into crypto, how the journey has been for you so far. Right. So someone said in terms of diversity, yes, I'm glad to be here. Right, I'm glad to have you here too. Yeah, glad to have you here too. The audio is breathtaking. Wow, better now. Yes, I use Luna and comment. All right, so I think you can also comment with the crypto journey. I don't know if my colleague could hear me. Can you hear me, brother? Oh, you can't hear
Yes,
me.
I can hear you.
Sorry.
Thank
All
you,
right, so that has been
Emmanuel.
my
Thank
crypto
you. Thank
journey.
you. I can
So
hear you. I can hear you.
today,
Thank you,
just
Emmanuel.
tell me what your experience has been with crypto, how long you've been in crypto, how you got into crypto, and oh, 9 months and counting. Whoa, somewhat. Yes, and I learned that holding is not always the best option. What will you advise someone who's holding it now and maybe what's around 3K and is seeing this amount of money? All right, so let me start with the first question. Well, sometimes good to hold it too. I think I feel stressed anytime I open my balance. That currency is governmentally that currency. All right, so let's start with the person who said Samuel a little bit right says 9 months and still counting. Guy, I've been in crypto, let's say 16, 17, 18, 19. So let's say 4, 5 years. And now it still feels like 1 month or 1 week, right? Because it's really reward and self-reward, even though if you don't see the value of the asset you are holding going up. Just knowing that it's a technology that is changing our world. When we came into crypto, all we knew was let's say collectibles. Metaverse wasn't. I wouldn't say it was not there, but it wasn't loud. It was just in development. NFT. And now look, 5 years now. They look at this rate. technology that is being created or rolled out blockchain. All right. So, you know, welcome, and how what I would say is the journey will be school be sometimes topsy-turvy, but it's worth it. All right. So, what would you? Mark Wilson is asking, what would you advise someone who's holding it now, maybe bought around 3 kids, seeing his money decline? All right, it's not financial advice first of all, but I would say hold up. All right, no, I was, I bought, I was lucky enough to get into Bitcoin early, but I knew people who I talked to them into crypto and bought Bitcoin around 19,000 or 15,000, 16, 14,000 in 2000. Around 2018 when we finally met, we finally got into the bear market, right? And we saw their 18,000, 15,000, 14,000 dollars dwindle all the way down to about 1,500 for and it was really, 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 really shocking for them. And at that time, I was also shocked too because I was not so much interested in the blockchain aspect of it. We were really, really power crypto. I didn't know that just cryptocurrency just sounds like the 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 benefits or some of the results of blockchain, right? So I panicked too. But later, after reading and growing more, understanding the technology, I mean, even getting involved in projects to build in the space and all that, I realized that if we're in good projects, you should rather because you should inculcate the habits of a real investor. You should understand the power of holding long term, right? Those who bought around 14,000, some of them were just some came at me saying I bought them to something and even were attacking and all that. Those who were able to hold it through, they made about when the market picked up somewhere last year, last year when Bitcoin went close to say 67,000, they had about 30,000 and 20 something thousand zero. So, I later convinced them to hold. There was no point in selling. The price was already down. So there's real power in holding. Project like if I wouldn't advise you financially, but I would say it's a project worth holding. All right, in my own opinion. All right. All right. The story of Luna can ascertain that, right? Well, sometimes good to hold it. So it's very good to hold it most of the time, especially when you're holding it. I saw Binance when the price was around 0.5, around 2017 or $1 or something. I saw BNB $1 and I bought BNB and I sold BNB. All right. So imagine if I held it, if I didn't sell it. Imagine if I had about 1,000 BNB and chose not to sell it. Like, can you imagine how much I was bought now? Like how much value my BNB would be now? All right. So it's really, really good to hold on. It pays off, especially when you are holding a good project like BNB and Binance Chain. Hello, hello, brother. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I
All right. So
can.
let's
Yes,
take some more
thank
questions.
you, Emmanuel.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Even
I
more
can. Can you hear
questions,
me?
any comments?
All right,
All
Emmanuel.
right.
Can you hear
You
me?
will be validator. The speaker keeps using
Eman,
the word
Emmanuel,
like
am I
it doesn't
audible?
sound well. All right. Trading is based on TA and FA. Analysis and fundamental analysis. As a professional, you shouldn't be in trade or profit in life. Yeah. All right. So cryptocurrency. I don't know what he's talking
Yeah,
about,
Emmanuel, am I
but
audible? Can you hear me?
as I said, you can't be a Mr. Know-all. You can't know much enough. All right. You can't know everything to make sure that I'm making the perfect decision. You have to make sure that the decision you are making to get into any project is to the best of your knowledge. All right. That is what Samuel said. You have to make sure that you've done your own fundamental analysis, technical analysis. You've read news, you've seen that the project is in good shape. Then probably we can talk about luck. All right. So Emmanuel, you said you moved from cryptocurrency to blockchain. No, I did not move from cryptocurrency to blockchain. I can't move from crypto. Cryptocurrency is built on a blockchain, right? What I'm saying is I fell in love with blockchain, all right? What really powers cryptocurrency? What really fuels? What the real, we sometimes talk about cryptocurrency, because that brings the monetary value. What we see, okay, that oh, I see my crypto or my coin going up and down. We see the fluctuation of the cryptocurrency, but we usually do not pay attention to blockchain, right? The technology behind cryptocurrency, the technology that will change our world, the technology that's the Web3 technology, all right? The technology that is changing the entire the next big thing after the internet, in my own opinion, all right? So I maybe it was misunderstood, but I can't believe cryptocurrency is the same. Actually, cryptocurrency is whatever cryptocurrency is built on a blockchain. It's not decentralized. It's built on a decentralized application called the blockchain. Why does SPAC become so much during bear markets? It's a sentiment. It's a market sentiment. All right. For example, if let's say I bought a phone right from this shop, right, and another person goes to the same shop to buy the same phone, and both of us had the phone defected. The phone wasn't, I mean, there was some kind of defect in the phone. We actually would tell people that, hey, don't buy a phone from this shop. And eventually, the person who sells the person who owns the shop will go out of business. All right. So that is fact. Fear, uncertainty of that, like fear, uncertainty, and doubt. All right. It's like creating so much fear around and uncertainty and doubt around something that you know in psychology too, kind of people are more drawn into the negativity. All right, it's like more of psychology. Like we are more cool with the positivity, what we know to be positive, but we really want to know the negative behind the positivity. All right, so it's normal. It's normal. It's normal everywhere. All right, it's normal everywhere. If I tell you that hey, this route there are people bad guys around, so don't use it. You see that a lot of people wouldn't use that route. Then it means the route that possibly we could turn it to something better. No one will be using it, so it will probably deteriorate. All right, that's just an example. So it calls for we fad the road, fad that particular route. All right, so fad affects, fad plays a role in every aspect of life, not only in crypto. This is my first time of experiencing bear market too, but I still believe in blockchain. That's my guy, right? Exactly. Yeah. So for me, when our time in 2016, 2017, we didn't get people help us um, chill us, or Charlie, let's get on. The market will go up, like get us in the positive mood, right? We could not, there wasn't enough, for me, there wasn't so much people around me to put me in the spirit. I had to just take the pain and get through the bear market to learn the process. And it was worth it. All right. So experience the bear market is good. You mature. You can't always be experiencing the bear market. It's not healthy for the market. All right. So Atimano, why do you almost everybody mess that when you make it? Is an emotion thing or an I think it's both. All right. My close is both. All right. No, when Bitcoin crashed for me, when I made my first money in crypto and the market crashed, I promised myself that never again. I have a target. When the price goes to, my crypto went from 30 something K to less than even $40. And I told myself that hey, never again. This will never happen again. This time around, I have a mark. When the price gets to a certain amount of price, I'm selling. I'm selling at least 60 or 70% also. Right. And yes, that's what I planned. I was not disciplined enough to to stick to it, and mainly because we thought the bull market wasn't over. All right, we're just feeding on various information like YouTubers and all that. Sometimes we should listen to our instinct. All right, our inner self and make some decision for ourselves. Right. So I personally I've made that same mistake that I made back then again. But I think this time around it's not as crucial as before because I position myself in a place where I mean I bought some real world assets, some small asset that when the market goes down, I can use it to raise money to buy those debts or to buy the debt. Right. So that was my strategy. I had a bigger plan, but I didn't go all well. But at least slight better decision than previous. And I know that when the market goes up again, when we experience the market, I'll make better decision. This time around, probably I wouldn't listen to so much. I wouldn't be watching so much um, YouTube from so-called experts, unverified experts. All right, that was my mistake, and that's a mistake that a lot. And it's quite human phenomenon. When you see uptrend, when you see money being made, you think there's always more to make. All right, that's where discipline comes in. Right? So, uh, it's a mistake we all make, my Wilson, but we are learning from it, and we hope
Is
we
it?
don't get to make the next rerun. All right, someone said, "Wow, you really made a lot." I
I
made
can't hear
plenty,
you.
but I made a lot of mistakes too. All right, so we have
Nah.
Adenike, and it says we can hear. All right, yes, we can hear you. Hello.
Yeah.
All right, we can hear you. We can hear
I'm
you.
good. How are you?
We can hear both of you, Emmanuel. All right.
Hello,
So
Adrian.
can you hear me, brother?
Yeah, I can. I can. How are you doing?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me as well?
Yeah, it was
Eh,
quite.
can you hear me? I can hear you.
No, no. I can't hear my co-host,
You can't
sadly.
hear me.
But can everybody hear me? Can everybody else hear
Okay,
me?
okay. Let me join. Let me join again. Let me join
Yeah,
again.
yeah, the person came around. Yeah, I mean, I'm still waiting for the
All
results to
right, some
download.
say we can hear both of
Yeah.
you. Fiat currency, non currency, no currency can be.
Yeah, that's what. That's what.
All right, so that has been my journey. Can someone also tell me their experience, how long you in crypto, how you got into crypto, and all that? All right, so let me read more. Um,
You want to grab a seat first?
we can't hear you Manuel, very well.
You want to grab a seat first? You need to
All
what
right,
pee?
so you guys can't hear me.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Oh, someone said you can hear you. Yeah.
Okay,
Red
sure.
Plates View says we can't hear Emmanuel very well. Is that the same for everybody?
Does what? Math takes math for entering the entire program, they're going to take 10%. Oh fuck. Give me a second.
All right. All right. Okay. Yeah. Please, can you all hear me? Can you all hear me now? Okay. Can you all hear me? Please type yes in the. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we are back. We are back. We are back. Okay. Okay. We are back. Sorry for the. Yeah, we are back now. We are back. Sorry for the interruption. All right. So, while I'm waiting for my co-host, there's a question here that I need to. Okay, Manuel is back. Awesome.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me, brother? Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you?
Yeah, Emmanuel, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very well. Yeah.
Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
So I guess I can hear you clearly. I can hear you clearly. I guess we had technical difficulty earlier, right?
Yeah.
So there's a question here. Somebody was asking that why is it that everybody when they first start crypto they always fuck up, they always lose money. So Emmanuel, can you please share some advice on that?
Yeah. So I think it's not always true. It depends on when you got in, all right? That is why in crypto, before you get into it, you should get a coach who would lead you on into gradually. Or possibly you can also try to do, I think, basic research before you go to get into any project. Preferably use dollar cost average or buy in bits. All right. Don't just get into it at once. When I got into crypto, as I said earlier, I was lucky enough to make money. All right. So the story is not the same for everybody. Last year, some people I got them into crypto, they were met with the bull market. They met the bull market. and they made a lot of money. Those who came in later, I mean, got wrecked. I wouldn't say got wrecked. They were confronted with by the market, they saw the bear market and they lost money. But in crypto, what I would say is if you do not sell, if you don't sell, you never lost. All right. Um, Now a lot of people are down. We've all got into certain projects, and we are all facing this bear market all together. But the fundamental rule is if you don't sell and you still have your crypto, you never, that is unrealized losses or unrealized profit. Let's unrealized loss. All right. So if you don't sell, you never lost. And I think in crypto, if you're a newbie, you are getting into crypto, you don't just dive in. All right. Don't throw yourself, don't drown yourself in. Get into it in bits. If you are investing $1,000, start with 50, 100, and progressively you invest. Don't just dive into it altogether. That is my advice.
All right, yeah. So somebody was also saying that it's important you get a crypto coach. You get a coach. Yes, in crypto you can get a coach, but number one, make sure that you are learning from the right person, people that are going to tell you that are going to give you the right approach to crypto, right? Then number two, whether you are getting a coach or not, you also need to do your own research, right? We have platforms like Binance Academy where you can go in depth. You know, you can read articles on some of this cryptocurrency, right? The main goal of program is so that you can at least have an above average knowledge about crypto, which is very, very important, right? So, Emmanuel, please, can you explain fiat currency and cryptocurrency for those that don't know? Yeah.
Okay. Before we get into that, I would also want to suggest something like you said. In crypto, before you get in, learn before you get into crypto. At least get into get yourself soaked in anything crypto, understand a bit of cryptocurrency, fiat currency, blockchain, and everything, NFT, metaverse. Just learn something before you throw money. Do not get into something that probably you have zero knowledge of. All right. So let's get into the difference between fiat currency and cryptocurrency. And maybe we can also talk about electronic currency. So fiat currency is what we all know. I use CD here and used to use Naira, right? In Nigeria, you use Naira. And we have dollar. So fiat currency is any currency or any hard cash currency that is printed, controlled by the central government of each country. All right. So if I'm me as a person in Ghana, we use CDs. That CDs is printed. Is the government has oversight. The government is government controlled. The only a central bank is the approved entity or approved organization to float out or print out money for such usage, right? So that's kind of all that we use in our daily lives, like naira, CD, dollar, yen, any hard cash. I'm sure today you've used fiat currency, right? I'm sure today probably you bought some food, you bought something. So if you spent anything using hard cash, or if you exchange any goods or service, or if you bought anything using that cash, then you should know that you use a fiat currency. Then but let's also look at electronic currency. Then we talk about cryptocurrency. Electronic currency basically is like an invisible or an electronic form of fiat currency because that is also issued and controlled by central government. For example, if you go to bank and you deposit your hard cash or your fiat currency in the bank account, you receive an alert. The alert that you receive is a reflection of what you put in, and that will be in electronic currency. And if you want to transfer any money from your bank account to another person using your mobile app or internet banking or internet app, you will send that money electronically. All right. So that is also electronic currency. But electronic currency is pretty much a reflection or an electronic representation of your fiat currency or the fiat currency that you have, whether in your bank or in your mobile money or wherever you have your fiat currency. As soon as you deposit it in any system or any institution that facilitates electronic transaction, that then you should know that you should know that you're also using e-currency or electronic currency. So electronic currency and fiat currency, basically, they are the same but in different shape or form. All right. Then we're talking about cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency, remember I told you that with fiat currency and electronic currency, they are government or central bank controlled. This is owned by the state. You can't say that because naira or dollar or CD is in this particular color, I can also just go and buy some printer that can print this currency or this paper, print exact same thing. You'll be arrested. All right, that would be a huge crime or a serious crime that you have to pay for. So with cryptocurrency, the difference is it runs on a blockchain or it runs on a system or software called the blockchain, a decentralized application. So cryptocurrency, unlike fiat currency or e-currency, is not controlled by any state. It's not controlled by any government. It's not controlled by any institution. It's P2P. When I say P2P, it means person to person or person to person. If I want to send you, if I want to send my co-host some money, I don't need to pass through any bank or institution or whatsoever. I just have to go ahead and send the money to him, and only myself and him, through the hash codes and everything provided, would know that this transaction occurred between us. All right. So basically, cryptocurrency is not controlled by the central government. It's not controlled by the state. It's not owned by any person or any group of persons or people, and it's private, it's encrypted. When you say something is private, it means only those involved, only the parties involved in those transactions understand whichever transaction that took place. And it's encrypted. It's encrypted means it's protected, it's highly secured. You can't just decode it, or you can't just break what really the transaction entails. All right. So that is it for cryptocurrency. And cryptocurrency, like bank or fiat currency, if you deposit it maybe in a bank or any form of financial institution, they have their own system that they run with. All right. If you are depositing money on MTN mobile money or Vodafone Cash, you should know that you are using the Vodafone system or platform. With blockchain, you are using a decentralized platform or decentralized application. With cryptocurrency, you are using or it's running on a decentralized platform with decentralized application called blockchain, which is not controlled by any other person. All right, we'll talk more about blockchain, I think, in the next session. All right, so that's basically the difference or the similarities between. So pretty much the only similarity between cryptocurrency and fiat currency is the ability to be used as a medium of exchange. All right, that I can give you my crypto, then you can give me something. All right, without any government or institutional interference. All right, so guys, let me also know your thoughts. What you know about cryptocurrency. All right. Let's also know your thoughts. Crypto are encrypted to blockchain, right? Yes, cryptocurrencies are not controlled by anyone. That's the difference. Yes. All right. So Okunowo Kasim said cryptocurrency is cannot be, or it's not controlled by anyone. That's the difference. If the police sees a crypto on your phone and I'm being harassed, what's my right? All right. So that's a tough question. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
So someone just asked a question that I just spoke about the differences and similarity between cryptocurrency. I said the main similarity between. Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay.
All right. So I think there are some questions coming. Someone's asking if the police sees me with cryptocurrency.
All right. Thank you, man.
What is my right?
Okay. Okay.
Is
Can
there
you
any
hear me,
other
Emmanuel?
questions that we can discuss? Is there any question coming that we can discuss? All right, so I don't know if anyone can hear me or everyone can hear me. Okay, so someone said the ability to be used as a medium of exchange is the smart between fiat and cryptocurrency. Exactly, that's a good point. Crypto encrypted in blockchain. So someone asks if the police sees
Yes, I
me
can hear you. I can hear
sees
you.
yeah. Someone's asking if the police sees a crypto on my phone and I'm being harassed. What's the right? What right do I have? Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Can you hear me? Can you answer the question?
I can hear you. Can you hear me as well?
Yeah, I can hear you very well. I can hear you very well now.
Okay, okay, awesome. Please repeat the
Okay.
question.
Someone asked the question, all right, that if a police sees a crypto on his phone, if police sees crypto on his phone and he's being harassed, what is his right? What right has he?
Okay, 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 okay. So that's a very good question. That's a very interesting question. So
Very
right
interesting.
now in Nigeria, there's a restriction from the central bank, from CBN, that financial institutions should not facilitate trades to cryptocurrency. This is what I'm right. So far, you are getting your cryptocurrency legitimately, right? That is, you purchase it, right? Or maybe somebody gave you as a tip or a gift. So far, you obtain it legitimately, or you are being given as a gift.
So pretty much is how you earned it. All right. If the crypto that you have in your wallet was earned, if you can I can't talk too much about it, but the police has no business with your financial. Yes, I think so. If you have a digital asset on your phone and the police sees a digital asset on your phone, what's right as the police to question you on what is on your phone? All right. You have digital assets like music's on your phone. Music is also a digital asset. All right. It's an asset to someone. Probably you bought that music or you bought anything, NFT or whatever. You hold something digitally on your phone. All right. The police has no rights. I don't know it depends on your jurisdiction. It depends on the laws in your state or country. But I'm sure in Nigeria as well. But for Ghana here, I think my host is back. Host is back. Can you continue?
All right. So I was saying that if you, yes, I can continue. Can you hear me?
Yeah, very well. I can hear you very well.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Very well. Yeah, I can.
Okay, awesome. So I was saying that
Mhm.
if you get your cryptocurrency from a legitimate source, you
Yeah,
don't have, right? So what you need to do is ensure that you're getting your crypto from a legitimate source,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
If you buy an exchange, if you get it as a tip or if you get it as exchange, right? So, but if you're if you are getting it illegally, then you might have
yeah,
issues. So I think that pretty much that
yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
there are questions there. So let's cover Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? Let's cover Bitcoin and Ethereum for those that don't really know the major differences between the two.
Okay.
can use
Okay.
across the
So
globe. Bitcoin is
hmm,
there is worthless. However, if you take Bitcoin to US, you can use it there. If you take Bitcoin to UK, it's acceptable there. You take it to China, it's acceptable there. So Bitcoin is actually a global and borderless uh, payment platform. All right. So one other thing about Bitcoin is that it is peer to peer. And whenever you hear P2P, it means that you can actually transfer and exchange value without a middleman or without an intermediary, right? That's the meaning of peer-to-peer. Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer digital asset or currency, right? Another thing you need to understand about Bitcoin is that it's permissionless. And when I say permissionless, it means that you don't need to request for permission from someone, from a central authority or from a third party before you make use of Bitcoin, right? So another thing you need to know about Bitcoin is that it is censorship resistant. It is censorship resistant. So a government cannot stand up to them and say, they can't stop you from using crypto, from using it to pay someone, right? So nobody can, they can't stop you from using crypto. Okay. So also Bitcoin is deflationary. And why is it deflationary? Unlike our fiat currency that is inflationary, Bitcoin is deflationary because we all know the total supply, and people are using it, people are accepting it, people are using it. There's no way that is not going to. One other thing about Bitcoin is that the sound, the meaning of sand money. Sand money just shit. Currency appreciating, it keeps losing its value, right? So Bitcoin and believe that you can start receiving, you start receiving money. No, for you to get money, you need to decide to fund you from wherever they are in the world. Now you can now go ahead and do your farming business. Okay, so I hope I've been able to explain what Bitcoin is. Please let me know in the chat if you have been able to understand Bitcoin very well,
this is my Bitcoin.
so that I will go to Ethereum.
All right. So we have some questions. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. So oh, sad. Can you guys hear me?
Okay, so oh, okay, okay. Okunowo said he understood all my points about Bitcoin. I guess my network is a bit poor.
That's fine.
Okay.
We can hear
So
you now. All right.
Okuno said they understood all my okay. Okuno it's code that is decentralized, right? So this code is on thousands of computers. The same way Bitcoin is decentralized. Bitcoin is money, right? The payment platform that is decentralized, right? So the same way Ethereum is decentralized. We have this code on thousands of computers, but the same account
Oh, dear. Oh, but can you hear me though? Everybody, can you hear me though? Can you? Can you hear me? Can you hear me though? I think we're having some network challenges somewhere. My brother is having, I think, network issues, but I hope you can hear me. So, as I said, Bitcoin, as you can see here now, this is just a Bitcoin replica. It's just a Bitcoin, it's not real. Bitcoin is pretty much permissionless, not controlled by any government or any institution or any state. You don't need a government's permission or you don't need any institution's permission to transfer one cryptocurrency or one Bitcoin to another person. All right. So if I want to say, like, let's say if I want to send Bitcoin to Evelyn, George, or Kuno, Kasim, or Samuel, I don't really need to go through any network for approval. All right. Your network sometimes. Remember, sometimes you want to send money via a certain network electronically, and probably they will tell you that your account has been blocked for one reason or the other. How many of us have experienced that, or how many of us have heard about that, right? Or have heard such instance, all right, or have been in such situation, right? So sometimes you hear all these things, but with Bitcoin,
So
nobody can tell
other
you who or where or
exception to that, right? That is, if that is the smart contract that you are making is only as smart as the person that is making it. So if you smart contract to keep taking 20% of your be keeping it. What if you didn't tell him where he should send it to after 50 years? Right? So you can also make mistake and the smart contract it. Okay, so complex, right? But with this knowledge I think you'll be able to what Ethereum is, right? So I want over to my co-host who will also take us on the concept of NFT.
all right. Can you hear me?
All right, so I want over to my co-host. He's going to take us on the concept of NFT.
Okay. Do you have more time left to
Emmanuel.
cover NFT? Can you hear me? Oh, Bitcoin is still full of all. Yeah, Bitcoin sure is the part of. Can you guys hear me? Can you please hear me? Hello.
Somebody is saying that Bitcoin is still the father of right. Is the number one, like is the one with the largest market cap. Yeah, all right. Okay.
Can everybody hear me, please? I don't know if the network issue is coming from it's on my side or from the side of my co-host. So let me know if everybody can hear me. Can you hear me? Yes. All right. So I think my co-host talked about Bitcoin. He explained in detail what Bitcoin is, what it stands for, proof of work as a proof of work um, cryptocurrency. And he also talked about its permissionless and how you don't need any central government. So I don't need any approval from any state or institution to buy. I would take on a little. I would take on. Oh, okay. My co-host is here. Can you hear me now? All right. So let's continue. Let's talk. Let's talk about Ethereum. Right. Ethereum is based on the concept of smart contracts. Smart contract, as we almost like, let's use smart contract. We all know about it. We know about almost like this, all right, where you just do anything or everything starts. If you want to send someone, when you do it via the USSD or whatever. I don't know what exactly. I don't know really the exact thing used there, but you don't. It wasn't smart, right? Everything was pretty much static. Then we have smartphone that would allow you to have your laptop in your pocket, all right? Now, wherever you go, you really do not have to use your laptop or even sometimes your camera. You have everything encompassed in some little palm box, all right, where you can take it to wherever you want to, all right? So smart contract basically is a code or application that allows people to build or to create a contract or some kind of a contract on a blockchain, all right? So that it can execute some agreed functions, all right? So let's say if my host or my co-host and I want to get into any contract, let's say we want to um, transact in NFT, all right? Then we can code everything in a smart contract in the blockchain that when payment is done or this happens, that should happen, all right? So let's say if we have, let's say, any legal issue, we really do not need any lawyer or judge to come and judge this or judge that or interpret this or that. Everything is embedded or everything is created on the smart contract, right? So you don't need any lawyer or any judge to interpret whatever. Everything has already been interpreted or integrated on the agreed contract or agreed contract that has been translated into code on the blockchain, right? So basically, smart contract uses what is basically like blockchain crypto. That's the how do you call it? Genesis block. That's the Bitcoin Genesis block. But the major difference is that smart contract is the better version of the Bitcoin crypto.
Can you
If I should put it that way,
Emmanuel?
with smart contract you can do
Can you hear me as
or
well?
smart contract that we can create projects. We can code projects or create massive projects. Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. Is a physical Bitcoin the same value of Bitcoin? All right, so can you hear me? I don't know if the problem is my co-host or myself. Can you hear me? Please type yes. Very well, we can hear you both. Oh, okay. So someone is asking the question, what I have here. Oh no, this is not the same. All right. This is not the same. It's different. This is just a replica. Or this is just not any not anything. This is not real Bitcoin. All right. If I have this, I can't use this I can't transfer this to anybody. All right. This is just a all right. So all too soon we have to end this session. This today is basically like introduction, knowing you crypto journey, a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of Ethereum, a little bit of proof of work, a little bit of proof of stake, a little bit of smart contract also. Next week we'll get into it deeper. Next week we'll have more structured class or crypto talk. And we should know that it wouldn't only be like a crypto or organized crypto academy lessons. We're also going to interview marvelous or people who have been in the space, who have been incredibly well in the space in Africa. And you can also be our host. We can also invite you to join us one of these days to talk with, right? So guys, thank you all for joining here. I want to apologize first of all. for the bad connection. You have to admit that we're in Africa, and sometimes network doesn't go the way that we expect it to, the direction that we all expect it to go. All right, so just I would say sorry. I would say that just stick your chest high and hold your head up. Just make sure that you invest wisely. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Don't just jump into any project if you don't understand it. Make sure that if you're a trader, you use the dollar cost average strategy. Make sure that you buy in bits and make sure that you hodl, right? Because always hodl pays. So thanks for joining us. I will see you next week Wednesday.